Okay guys, welcome back to Bella's Bargains. I know it's a little late because I know Halloween's only like 2 weeks away, but with my move and all, things got a little behind and I wasn't gonna not do my Halloween crafts, and so I thought, well, I should just share them with you anyway. So I made some really fun, really super easy skull decorations, and you probably won't have time to do them this year, but hey, it gives you some idea or some inspiration, or maybe you have some of these Dollar Tree skulls laying around and you can do it with stuff that you have at home. Anyway, I just think it's never too late to show you guys what I've done, even though Halloween's only 2 weeks away. But that's okay. They're totally cool. Hope you enjoy. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, give me a thumbs up. Let me know which one of these skulls is your favorite. And we'll see you back here real soon at Bella's Bargains. Thanks, guys. Okay, welcome to the Skull Extravaganza. I'm going to make up a bunch of different skulls, make them all really cool. I've got a lot of supplies sitting out here. Way too many to go through one-on-one. I usually throw out what I think I might use out on the table and then sort of work my way through it. I'll show you what I'm using as we go along. So let's start with this scary guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to start with this skull right here first, and some liquid adhesive, and I'm going to take one eyeball out of, I purchased a couple of bags of the eyeballs. I made an eyeball garland and used it on the topper of one of my potion bottles. So now what I'm going to do is try and glue that eyeball in there, right there, just one. This is slightly larger, and I'm going to use the liquid adhesive from Crafter Square. I haven't tried this yet, so, oh, I have to go cut it open. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just, oops, try some of this. It says it works on plastics. You know, I like to try these things and see if they actually work. So what I'm gonna do is sort of wedge it in there, kind of, and it doesn't go in there very well, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna take some painter's tape, tape it on there just to hold it in place for a little while that dries. I would love to use a glue gun right now, but I have not found where the glue gun is yet in my unpacking. I also cannot find my brushes, and so I dug into one of those little craft things that you get at the Dollar Tree for, you know, kids, like the little painter things. I happened to find one of them, so I pulled the brush out. It's fine. We're gonna get through it. People did craft songs before we had all these amazing tools. Anyway, okay, so we stick that in there, and we're gonna see how that goes. The liquid adhesive, I just eyeballed it on. Then I'm going to take some tattoos that I purchased. So these are temporary tattoos. And, you know, to apply these, you remove the image, you put the image on the skin, apply water, and wait 30 seconds, then you pull the thing off. So I haven't done this, and I'm not using the water. I thought maybe I would just use Mod Podge. So we're going to see. This could be a big fail. I don't know. But if it's a big fail, we'll fail together. And since that eyeball has red, and I'm going to use some red snakes, I think I'm going to kind of try and stick sort of with the red theme. So I'm really love these here, and some of the funkier things in here. So first of all, I'm going to start with these two because they're exactly the same. I'm going to cut those out. I don't know how this is going to work, so we're going to find out. Number one, I'm putting it on plastic, and number two, I'm winging it right here. Okay. So as we know, you take the peel thing off, and then you douse it in water. So what I want to try and do is do that with Mod Podge. So we're going to see. So since I'm doing exactly the same thing on either side, I'm going, come on, stay, little eyeball. I really need that glue stick right now. I'm going to basically go right smack down in the middle of him and put that on there. Yep, look, that eyeball came out. It's the fun of crafting though, isn't it, everybody? We love this part of our crafting. I should have pre-glued him on there. Oh well, it's okay. try it one more time. I don't really care if the eye is, you know, like cockeyed or anything, because I think that almost makes it look more gives it a little more character. All right, so back to this. So I'm gonna take this one. So the design is going up over the eyebrow, sort of, and on back. And we're gonna give it a try, right? What do we got to lose, people? Not much. It was $1, people, for the skull. I think I can afford to lose the $1 on the skull. Well, either way, it's fine because it's gonna come out cool. Just may not be exactly what I was hoping for. Okay. So I have to do this one because I pulled the thing off. Now, what I'm doing is eyeballing this for the middle of the where like the brows come together, I guess is the best way to say it. I probably should have hodgepodged underneath it, huh, guys? I am not thinking today, am I? It's okay. I'm still moving. Can't find things like glue guns and whatnot. It makes this a little bit more difficult. I think I'm going to have to go get water just initially to soak this off the back. So I'm going to go get that. Okay, I got some water. So I'm just going to work with this a little bit. See if we can get this to come off onto the skull here. And I think the Mod Podge will help, I think, at least keep it on there, I hope. Anyway, we'll see. And I don't know, like that's not coming off yet. So now I'm gonna have to do some rubbing. Still not coming off. It's not soaking. Well, it sounded like a good idea, didn't it? I feel like if I could get it started. There we go. Come on. Go down. Go down, please. Do you remember doing these when you were a kid? Every time you went to a carnival or something, you went and got a temporary tattoo on? Yeah. Well. So I think this is just going to take a little more soaking of the water. Just to really soak through that paper that the tattoo has on it. Don't really want the end to mess up, so. Well, this may not work. I'm gonna have to come up with something else. Okay, I thought I'd come back and show you. I did start to get it off, and so what I just started doing was just sort of, if I had a better brush, just sort of working it as I go and trying to get that off that backing. And you can sort of see when you don't know if you remember when you did those temporary tattoos, like you'll see the water soak through the backing, and then that really tells you that it's just about ready to come off at that point. This isn't going to be perfect, but then again, it's a decorated skull. Can be a little messed up, I personally think, but okay. In the end, look at that. In the end, I was able to get it on there. See? That's not bad, actually. I think the Mod Podge will absolutely help that stay on. See where we're going? All right. So now I'm going to go do a few more of these tattoos around the head, and we'll come back and show you how that looks. Okay, so I wanted to show you that I was able to, I figured out how we do this. I put the temporary tattoo on, and this one I want to literally put like right in the middle, and then just water to push it down. Actually, I'm gonna like sort of dunk it in water. And then I put it down and just try and push it on there. So eventually, this eyeball does not want to stay on, by the way. That adhesive is not a good idea for that. Got to find that glue gun. Okay, so I just get the tattoo down where I want it. And you sort of have to like start rubbing it off just like you do with, I don't know if this one's going to work. It's still there. Guess what? I'm so dumb. Did you see what I just did? I just adhered it to the plastic. Oh. Oh well, Amy. These things happen, right? Okay, well, that's obviously not going to work now. Dang it. Okay, so I want to show you that the tattoos come off way easier than when I first tried. So I've cut it out, I removed the little plastic, and I'm going to put it like right where I want it. Maybe I want it the other way. I'm not sure. I think I want it that way. I'm going to stick it right in the middle of the forehead, and they sort of stick slightly. And then just putting water on it to soak through that paper backing. Not Mod Podge at first. Mod Podge was not a good thing to use first. So definitely water right away. And then just start like rubbing it. I'm just using my fingernail to sort of, oh no, please don't move. Maybe some more water. Start on the side. And I took the eyeball out because it wasn't going to stay. I'm going to need to find that hot glue gun I have somewhere. All right, well, this worked easier last time, people. Anyway, it takes a little bit of work, but yes, it does work. And as you can see, it looks really cool. And then I went over it with Mod Podge. All right, now we're getting somewhere, right? Now are we off all the way? It's slightly messed up. That's okay, because it's like, hey, there we go. See, we got that one on. And then I am going over them in the Mod Podge just because I might let this dry a little bit before I put Mod Podge on it, just because they seem to be very delicate. Okay, so I'm going to put some more on here, decorate them up a little bit more, and we'll come back and show you that. Okay, I gave up. I went and dug and dug and dug through boxes, and I found it. Whoa! Okay, so hopefully it's heated up enough here. Yes, it has. So I'm just going to plop that little eyeball in there where I want it, and now it should stay, which would be great, right? All right, and we can see the tattoos are starting to sort of dry up on there. I've got the Mod Podge on them. I might put a few more tattoos on, but before I do, I want to take my utility knife that I got from Crafter's Corner. It has all different kinds of blades in it. So this is from the Dollar Tree in their crafter section, and it's a decent little crafter's knife because you just need it for certain things. So these are hollow on the inside, all right? So I am going to carefully, hopefully, just slit a hole right through the eyeball I did. And then probably going to take like, not sure exactly. I want to put this little snake, maybe this little snake, coming out of his eyeballs. Now these were a package of like reptile bugs things or something in the toy section of the Dollar Tree. So because I've gone with the red and I'm doing the red, I just think that this would be really cute to have this red snake coming out of his eye. This didn't tighten. I don't know why. Let's try again. So, well, it's super easy to slice into this. That I will say. And now I just want to sort of get it open slightly so I can get the snake started in there. I feel like once I get the snake started, I can get, yep, and there we go. I'm probably not filming this really well, you guys, sorry. All right. So I sort of have the snake now coming out of his eyeball, and I'm gonna push it in there just a little bit more. I think I just sort of want him, I don't know, how do I want him to come out of there? Anyway, so, and then I'm also going to repeat that in his mouth. Oh, maybe just like that. I kind of like, just like that. It's just sort of coming out of there. I'll probably just top glue just a little tap right here so that it can keep him, you know, sort of where I want him. And then I'm going to slice into the mouth and put a snake coming out of there as well. I'll be right back. Okay, so in the end, I think this came out pretty cool. I put some of those tattoos sort of, still drying a little bit, so you can see the Mod Podge on there, but I put tattoos all over him and put in that couple snakes coming out of him. And if you remember, this is what he started out looking like. So this one's kind of a more scary, spooky little skull. But I think it looks really good, and it's time to move on and make another one. Okay, so this one's going to be a little more girly. Of course, I've got my skull, and I picked this up in sort of their costume section at the Dollar Tree. It's a flower crown, and it's got some stick-on jewels for the face. I also got the gemstone stickers from the Crafter's Square at the Dollar Tree, and one of my finds, pretty rare find, was this packet of, basically it's like scrapbooking borders, I guess is what you would call it. It's just adhesive borders is what it's listed as. Anyway, I love the flowers in here, which is going to go along with what I'm going to do here. So I'll pick one of these out and use that on it. So let's get started. All right. I'm going to open up my little crayon thing here. And I think what I'll first do is put the jewels onto our skull. Now, I want to make something pretty clear. You guys, you could paint these if you wanted. What I'm trying to do is to give you some pretty simple things. Doesn't take an entire day to do, and really inexpensive. The last skull, I mean, these skulls are like just running a couple of bucks at most. And so in this, you pull that out of there. It's just going to be an adhesive. I'm pretty sure that I can just go directly onto the skull with. And instantly that's going to change this up. This is sort of maybe inspired sort of like the Day of the Dead sort of thing. All right, so before I take it off, I just want to look. I think I actually am going to need to cut these because, nope, maybe not. I think I'm okay. All right, so they come off, for instance, this is one strip right here, right? So because of the crevices and whatnot in the skull, I'm going to stick it right there in the middle, push that down pretty well. I'm going to come back with the over the eyelid piece right here and sort of get it in there around. You can play with this too, like, you know, just wherever you think. There is no right or wrong. This is just gives you an idea of some things that you can do with these skulls. that are really inexpensive and really transform what they look like. I mean, just instantly transform what they look like. And at this, you know, you could redo them every year, something different if you wanted to, right? Nothing that says you have to do exactly, keep it that way. All right, so now this, I'm gonna come in pretty close to that and bring it sort of up and into the skull. You see that? And this one, I'm gonna sort of do the same thing, obviously. This doesn't have to be perfect, right? I mean, you guys aren't gonna judge me, I don't think, on this. All right, now this is like it's sort of the under eye, right? But you don't have to use it for that. For instance, because we've got the sunken in eyes, I'm actually gonna go into the eye with with the first one that goes under the eye. Can you sort of see how I sort of went into the eyeball with that? I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just adding something to those sunken in eye sockets. It's pretty close. It's kind of hard to get it exact. All right, so see where we're going with that. And then the next one, I'm going to go more directly on the eye. So I'm going to start right, and you see I'm going to start right there and sort of bring it out and around. See that? Try and do the same thing on the other side. They're actually pretty simple to work with, you guys. Nice sticky on this. I could go back over these with Mod Podge. I don't think I need to, actually, though. I think they're gonna stick just fine. For, you know, it's not like we're gonna go outside and play football with them, right? So they should be okay for staying on there. Okay. All right, see, now we've got that. Already it looks so cool, like you could just totally be done right there. But since we do have still some sticky stuff left, obviously I think we should use it. Let's see, these are sort of little, I don't know, like little teardrops off the side of the eyes. So I'm going to just come right under that, right where that pink one is, and maybe down. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I'll just continue this up here. Yeah, I like that better. I just sort of added to around the eye. I'm gonna do that with this one too. Sort of add to around the eye. I'm actually pretty impressed with the stickiness of these, you guys. It's pretty decent. I mean, like it's sticking really, really well. So, okay. Now I've got two little runs of these left. And of course, you know, I could cut these apart too. There's nothing that says that I have to keep them just the way they are right now. But I think I'm gonna just leave them the way they are and go right under that eyeball there and do the same thing on the other side. Now, honestly, for $1, we just made a pretty cool looking decorative skull, but I'm probably gonna embellish it a little bit more. But like I said, you could definitely be done right now with it. I think it would. I think it's cool just the way it is. So, but oops, that one got a little stuck. Okay, so look at all that bling on there. It looks really cool. And it's coming off and back on pretty easily too. Like that one didn't quite go where I wanted. Okay, look, that looks so cool already. But now we're gonna do a little bit more. That came with these flowers, came on that headband. I'm actually gonna take these apart. I'm gonna twist them off the headband, because I can. And I'm probably gonna keep this headband to actually use on another skull. All right, so put that off to the side. And I'm not sure, like I really thought about just putting the flowers like down around here, almost like they're a like a choker on her. They could also go up on the head. I really do think I like them down here. So I'm just gonna hot glue a couple of them on right at the base. Yeah. I'm just sort of holding it where I know I want it. Put a little hot glue under there. And because I want to be able to still just put sit the skull down, you know, like normal. All right, so I've got one, and as I look at her sitting there, yeah, that looks fine. Now I'm gonna go with a red one, I think, sort of behind her. I got stuff all over here. All right. Okay. I actually really, really like that when it's sitting down. It just... Okay, so once again, I forgot to turn my phone off. If I don't get this move done and settled in, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be normal again. Okay, so I did put the flowers on the side there. And the headband that I took those flowers off, I've brought it back because I actually really like it just sort of resting on the head right there. And so I'm gonna take the flowers that I took off of it, I'm gonna glue them back on right here. So I'm just gonna take some glue, the glue stick, glue that one back on. And then I'm gonna come back and glue the purple one right next to it. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it, the whole headband, just the back of it, onto the skull. You'll see. So here's the skull. Obviously, this is a headband made for a human head. This isn't quite as big as a human head. But if you can see, if I just sort of rest it on there, and then the back, it just sort of comes together like that. You can glue it. You don't have to glue it. Actually, I don't think I'm going to glue it. It just looks really cool. And then I was going to use the paper. I decided not to. It always goes like that, right? And by the way, if I hadn't bought the thing with the flowers and all that, I might have, for my own preference, I might have used black roses. But this looks really good. The idea is that you guys can make something really fun and cool and not spend a whole bunch of money. So far we're at $2, right? The skull was $1. The costume flower crown with the jewels on it was $1. And now from Crafter Square, I've got the gemstone stickers. Now again, this could be done right now because it looks really cool. But I don't know. I'm really thinking like maybe I want to put some gemstones on the headband. So that's what I'm going to do. And possibly a few in the flowers. All right. So these are sticky. All right. And they come in a strip. So just watch. See that? It comes in a strip. It's very similar actually to what we used on her skull. So now I'm just going to put this on the headband. Oh yeah, liking this already. There we go. And then I'm going to take another one. I'm going to complete the back side of the headband because it's just going to give it, plus there's this funky writing on there, so we want to cover that up. All right. And then I'm going to go on this side. And we just have a small section here. So, but that's fine because I actually wanted to cut some of these off individually. So I'm going to finish the headband here. I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to cut the extras off. First of all, let's put that on because like how cute does that look now, right? Whoop, I think I need to glue the headband on there. But, I'm loving that. And now, because I have some of these individual ones, I'm gonna snip them. And I'm gonna put some in the, like in the flowers, okay? So I'm gonna put some, this is gonna sort of tie those flowers in maybe for me a little bit, because I told you, it's not like, wouldn't necessarily be my first choice. But they were there, they were part of the headband, so. All right, so I'm just gonna put those around, put them all over, and then I'm gonna glue that headband on, and let's show you what she comes out looking like. All right, there she is. How beautiful is she? By the way, you'll notice I ended up taking 2 of the sticky gems and put them inside the eye. I think that looks really good. I added the leftover from that one row onto the flowers here. And then I did hot glue the headband on, but how sweet. No, not sweet. It's kind of ghoulish looking, but really cool looking. Super happy with this. Again, these are ones that are super easy for you to do. It's $1 for the skull, $1 for the headband with the jewels from the costume department, and it was $1 for the package of the gold sticky gem things, which I still have a bunch of. So really, this is $2.25. I think it's so cool. And let's move on to the next skeleton skull. Anyway, let's have some more fun decorating these up. Okay, here's our next guy. Poor little victim. Doesn't even know what's going to happen to him. All right, so for this one, I'm using another headband that I found. This was in the Halloween stuff. And I just thought that the studded spiders were really cool. So I'm going to use some of that. Picked up another bunch of the roses that have the eyeballs in them. And there's also some spiders on here. And a roll of the sparkly, it's just like a ribbon. It's like a studded, I don't even know, what do they call it? A diamond wrap, that's what it is. This is like a diamond, I'm trying to open it up here. A diamond wrap. So it's just a lot of just little fake diamonds in there. But the thing is, you can cut it apart, you can glue it in strips, you can make shapes, you can do whatever. Okay, so those are the things so far that I think I'm gonna use. You never know, I might pull out a few more things that I'm going to use with it. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so let's get started. First thing I want to do is I am going to take the 2 eyeballs off of these roses, and I am going to plop them into there. All right, so this is going to take, I wonder if I use tape. Maybe. I'm always trying to come up with ways on the fly as to ways to do this without making too big of a mess and getting it where I want it when I put things in there. All right, so now I'm going to put some hot glue right smack dab in the center there. All right, so hopefully that works. And then I got my eyeball on my tape here. So I'm gonna eyeball, boom, where it goes. That wasn't even a funny joke, was it? Okay, not bad, right? I don't know if there's any hot glue on it. I don't think it got any hot glue on it, which means we need a much bigger clump. I'm glad I can make these mistakes for you guys, right? So we're just gonna put a way bigger clump of hot glue in there. Now, that hot glue, need to put some more in there. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I think we got it that time. And look, that already just changes it so much, doesn't it? It's so funny how just something as simple as that. Okay, so I'm gonna put the other one on, and I'm gonna cut up my headband, and I'll be back. Okay, so I took these off, and I really like these. But what I'm going to do is sort of make him almost a pirate-looking, sparkly pirate-looking skull. So I'm going to cut this off And I'm going to just give it a little bit of hot glue here and there. Not everywhere. I don't need that much to hold it on. And whoops. Boy, I'm having issues today. All right. All right, so I'm just gonna get that wrapped around, and I want to sort of tie it here. I'm not really gonna tie it because this stuff is kind of hard to tie. Instead, I'm just gonna sort of glue it like that. So I'm gonna take my glue gun and I'm gonna put a couple of plops of hot glue down so I can have the tails sort of be where I want them. I'm getting glue everywhere, people. Oh well. All right. I think that looks actually pretty cool. Whoops, we stuck. That's funny. Okay, so now I have his eyeballs in, and he's got sort of his pirate wrap, and now I'm gonna use these spiders, and I think I'm gonna put one on, I don't know. You know, now that I'm looking at him, no, I will use the spiders. I'll use one. I think I'm going to use one right there. And the best way to do this is because it's got the little legs and whatnot. So I want to make sure I get glue sort of on all those little parts of it so that when it goes on, it like lays down. I have a new glue gun coming, by the way, and I can't wait. This is just one of those cheapies that we've all had for years, right? Okay, so I'm gonna lay that spider down. Bam! See? Now he's got one spider on him. And then, I mean, I thought about just putting a spider on his face, but I'm not sure I like that. And then maybe just a spider over as part of his tie. So I think the best thing to do is to put the spider down low here. Maybe I should just use one spider. I think I'm just gonna use one spider. This is what happens when you're doing these things, right? You look at it and then you go, no. Now I'm gonna take some of the spiders that are on the thing of flowers that I took the eyeballs off of, which by the way, now I have an extra spider for something else, right? So I've got, there's 2 spiders on here. Yeah, 2 spiders. Okay, so I gotta cut the little bottom off them so that I can glue them. And then definitely have to have one coming out of his mouth, I think. So we're gonna put a spider coming out of his mouth. There's one. And then I think I'll put the other one just on top of his head. Now I don't really have, oh no, I have some more spiders, don't I? I may not. But it doesn't matter because I actually think he looks really cool just as is right now. He's sort of a little pirate, one with his little studded spider and his eyes, and just came out really cool, really kind of creepy looking. So if I find any more spiders, which, oh no, but you know what I do have? So I did, when I did my lotion bottles, they had skull rings inside of there was a bag that had spider rings, and then it also had skull rings in it. Can you see that? It's a little skull. So I have like glue stuck on me. But look, I'm just gonna put a little skull. I don't even have to glue that down, I don't think, on his tie. Yeah? Okay. I just think he's kind of done. I really like him. Well, that one was super quick, wasn't it, people? So let's go on to the next one, I guess. Okay, so here we got one more little victim. This one is sort of, it's another one that's kind of inspired by the Dawn of the Dead. Just because it's fun to put flowers on skeletons, I think. So I found this headband. I'm pretty sure it was left over from summer, but it had some super, super bright flowers on it. And I love the Dawn of the Dead ones are usually pretty bright. For instance, this is a stand-up skeleton sign from Dollar Tree, and I love the bright, bright colors. So it's almost sort of an inspiration for me. And I'm going to be using this headband, some fashion gems, which are little pearls, and some more of the diamond wrap. And this one is a lime green, and I may pull in some other colors too. And this one is adhesive though, which is super fantastic because I can cut pieces and put it on how I want. All right, so first I'm going to start by removing the flowers off the headband, and they just take a little tug. They're not too bad. Yeah, they're not bad at all. Oh, I forgot. I was also going to use some cupcake baking cups in this too. Anyway, you'll see. All right, so the very first thing I want to do is really just put these like all over her head like this. So I'm not sure which order I want to put them in, but I think maybe I'll put the green one in the middle. And again, they have a little stem on them, and so I want to cut that off. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go for it, people. So I'm literally putting that smack dab in the middle of the forehead, all right? And I'm gonna push that down, and see, really literally in the middle of the forehead. And then I'm gonna take the rest of the flowers and go fairly close, almost arching over the eye. Put these in any order you want for color. I sort of almost followed a rainbow, I think, in my head. All right, and then I'm gonna put another one right next to it. Sorry, I'm going off camera for my glue gun. It's easier, trust me. Okay, so see what that's starting to look like? And then let's go to the other side. Oh, I didn't snip the thing off. Dang it. Okay. So snip that off. Put that flower there. Okay, so basically what I did was sort of arch over the eyes slightly with these flowers. So it's almost, you know, it's overpowering actually, the flowers up there, but that's exactly what I want. Sort of that, just a lot going on. It's a skull. And then I'm gonna take the greenery, that sticky stuff, and use that around, I think I'll go over the head. What I was initially thinking was above the eyes, and I think that is what I'm gonna do. So I wanna go inside the eyes, just on the top here. So I'm gonna give myself a measurement, and then I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna measure exactly the same on the other side. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all right? So I'm gonna cut off 9 on this one, yep. So that I know I'm doing exactly the same thing. But then I'm gonna cut off 1. So I get sort of an angle, because I want an angle as I come around on the eye. All right, let's peel this off. See if it's gonna work. We don't know unless we try, right? Okay, so it's definitely got some sticky on it. That's good. And I kind of want the angle to be at the... Okay, not bad. It's actually gonna work, I think. All right, see that? Yeah. And then I'm gonna do the other one. And let's see, I gotta cut this way. And we'll just repeat that on this side. If I can get the backing off. There we go. All right. Oh, sorry. Just moved my... So sorry about that. All right. So there we kind of trying to match it up so I'm close on that, right? And I think we're, yeah, I think we're going to do okay. Maybe I need to go in a little bit further. Okay, right? Now I've got some glitz around the eyes using that stuff, which I really like that. And then I'm going to put a 4, I cut 4, take the backing off of it. Maybe we should cut them and take the backing off and then cut the 4, I'm not sure. And I'm going to go into the middle of each flower with that just to give it a little sparkle inside. So do that a few more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll do those. And all right. And then I'm going to add some more greenery, the sparkly green around here. And I think I'm just going to do a pattern on the head coming down. So it's just got a lot going on, which is kind of what they do. And I like that it's sparkly and bright. I really love these bright flowers. I think that's very, very, the look that they, when they do the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, well, you know what I mean. I never get it right. Okay, so see how that just added a little into those, and I really like it. And now I'm going to just do some other stuff to her, and mostly it's going to be with this green adhesive stuff. So I'm just going to measure, cut, peel, and stick all over her skull. And again, this is, when you think about the cost of this, let's see, the skull was $1. The headband was $1. And the stuff that I'm putting on right now was, you guessed it, $1, people, $1. So I'm just going to do a couple more of those coming down, down the back of her skull. I think I'll do 2 more. I'm going to measure it because I know what size I'm doing now. I'm so sorry, you guys. My filming is so bad today. I've got to find a good setup for filming crafts in this house. And I just haven't had the time yet. So I apologize. It's going to be shoddy, but you'll still get the idea, right? Okay, so I'm going to peel this one off. And I'm just coming back up to where I did the first one, which was in the middle. I'm going right alongside of it, and then I'm just coming down, not quite halfway, you know, but just off to the side a little bit. Just, it's a lot of sparkly on there, and it looks pretty cool. So we'll do 1 more of those. And then I might want to do something else on her. So I'm just going to go up here again. Push it down, and I'm just eyeballing my distance. These don't have to be perfect, you know. So, all right, and there. So see now on her head, she has all that, and she's got the sparkly in her. Yeah, there. So I still have the pearls, and I still have my cups. So baking cups. So this is what I want to do with the baking cups. Let's try it. See what it looks like. Have you ever seen when they take these and they almost make them look like a flower? Oh, these are hard to get apart, number 1, but that's okay, we're gonna get it. So you just take them and you sort of scrunch them up and give it a little twist. And so I kind of liked that the, not my camera, no. Jeez, I'm really not doing so hot today. So I kind of just was wanting to, I might have to make them smaller. So I think what I'm going to do is cut them down so they're just a little bit smaller. What I was after was the sort of the, see that? How it's got the you know, the iridescence of the thing. So I'm going to add some of those in. I'll do that on camera. That's going to take a while. And then all I did too with them, I think I'm just going to use the pink, by the way, is I just folded it in half, and then in half again, sort of scrunched it up and cut it down so it's a smaller thing for me to pop in there. So I do want to put some of those in because I just really like what it adds to it, the sparkly that it adds to it. And then, let's see, I think I'll just use the pink. And then I have some of the pearls, but I think rather than the pearls, I might use some of the, no, I think I will use the pearls. Not sure. The pearls I don't feel like are going to show up enough. So I think I'll just use maybe some more of the green and go around her eyes. Maybe I'll just do one strand on the bottom of the eyes. All right, so I'm going to do a few more things on her. I'll come back, show her when she's all finished. Okay, so I'm really loving this, but I wanted to show you what I did with the cupcake things is what I call them. So I took 2 of them, and I'm sorry, and I flattened them out. I need to name these skulls, I think. I just flattened them out, okay? And then I just ran a bead, just like a quick little bead of glue, hot glue, just to put them together, all right? So once they put them together like that, then fold in half, and then fold in half the other way, and one more time. So now you end up with like a almost little slice of pie shape. And then I cut like maybe 1/3 of it off because I want it to be, and I sort of rounded it. Now, as I open it up, I'm just gonna sort of pinch it in the middle and pull it all in. You see that? Like sort of making it look, oh, it almost looks like some type of flower. And then what I really do is twist it, try and twist it on the bottom, just so I have some sort of base to glue into the flower. So this one I think I'm gonna put down here. So, no, there goes, oh boy, I gotta get on this, people. This is not going well. Okay, you should see this thing I have makeshift up for filming today. Okay, so I'm gonna put some hot glue on that and glue her down there. And guess what? This little baby is done. And I gotta say, adding the cupcake silvery things in, I think really added to it because it just gave it some more like sparkling with those flowers, all right? Anyway, she's almost like a luau skeleton, I guess. But pretty cool. I like her. She's fun. So let's do another one. Okay, so this one is gonna be another feminine looking one, and I'm gonna use these flowers, which pretty sure are from fall, but I really, can you see like there's the black and the purple in them? Anyway, I really like those. Obviously we've got another skull, and then these picks have, I'm not necessarily using them for the flowers at all, but rather I'm going to pull out the little skulls, if you can see them right there, that are inside of that. Okay, and the one last thing is this, which is Starburst Gem Stickers. How cool are these? So cool. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna cut a hole with my crafter's knife in the top of this and put flowers and decorate our little guy up. So I'm gonna cut the hole in the skull first. Okay, it's not a perfect hole, but it's a hole nonetheless. And so now I'm just gonna start taking apart my flowers and putting them into making this almost like the head is a vase. So I don't have my wire cutters because of course I can't find anything right now. So I'm gonna turn off the camera and just cut all these down because it's gonna take some bending and whatnot, and I'll come back with them cut. Okay, if you have a pair of wire cutters, it's way easier, but if you don't, this is the trick. You just cut it with your scissors like that and go back and forth. So while I've got all the flowers off right now, I don't like the green stem because I really just like the very dark color of that rose. So I'm gonna take all those off, put them inside the skull. Actually, it's really cool looking. I like this. And then do some other decorating around. All right, so I might have to glue that in a little bit, which, yeah, I'm gonna have to. And then, all right, and then what I'm gonna do is, can you see though? I'm gonna take the skulls out of the other flower arrangements and add it into here. I'm gonna do all that and hot glue this down. Okay, so I've got all the headdress in, which it looks really cool. I did all those sort of dark bluish purple, and then out of the black stems I pulled out some of the greenery and the skulls, and it looks like she's wearing her Sunday best. Anyway, all right, so now I'm gonna put some glitter stuff on her face, and then I think she'll be done. I will come back with that all done. Okay, there she is. I also took some of the jewels and I just sort of randomly placed them in some of the flowers up on top too, just to give it a little extra little glitz. I think this one's really kind of pretty. So now we're gonna move on to a different kind of skull. Be right back. This is definitely not what I would say is a good clean cut. However, I did get what I wanted, which was just a skull like this. And so I started with the craft knife, getting in there and starting it, and then sort of got in there with some scissors. I think smaller scissors, maybe some shears, kitchen shears would have worked better. But anyway, eventually I did. And I thought about heating up the knife. And anyway, I got through it. So there I have it. Now I've got the skull without the drink thing on top of it. All right. So let me pull together the stuff we're going to decorate this with. So we have the top cut out of this little guy. And what I'm going to be using for this one is some glitter glue that's gold, some spray adhesive, some of the glitter in this, which I got from Crafter's Square at the Dollar Tree. Obviously, I'm going to pull out the gold here. These fashion gems, which have a lot of the gold sequins on them. And then my adhesive gems in the gold, and some glue sticks. And this package has red and purple and silver and gold and clear and green. And so I'm going to be using the gold glue sticks for this project. But first, I need to cut a piece of cardboard and put it on here so that I make this a flat surface. So let me do that. So I just cut a little piece of cardboard out, backing off of something. And I'm just gonna hot glue it on to the top of the skull here, just so I close that in so I have more of a flat surface on top to work with. So I'm just gonna like sort of push that down. I'm not being too careful about it because I'm gonna basically cover all of this. So once I get that set in, I'm gonna open up my glitter here and get out the gold. So we've got the gold glitter, and I'm going to just push that down. So now you can see he's got a flat head now, right? What I want to do is just take some spray adhesive and spray him kind of up and pour some glitter all over him. So I think I should put something under him to do that. Okay, so I think this is kind of gonna get messy, but so this says to shake it vigorously. So I'm gonna shake it up. And if you didn't have this, you could really use sort of a watered down white glue or some Mod Podge, but I'm just, come on, work. Of course it's not gonna work because I'm on camera, right? All right, there we go. So all I'm doing is, it's kind of going all over. That's okay. I'm just gonna use my fingers to sort of run that down. What I really want to do is sort of halfway down. Wow, this spray isn't working very well. I know I have another one. Okay, that bottle for some reason didn't work very well. This one works better. So I'm just gonna sort of spray, concentrating on one side of the skull, and then I'm gonna open up my glitter and just sort of run it all down the one side, concentrating on that one side. Okay, see that there? And then I've made a mess of glitter, but that's okay. And now I'm gonna take my glue gun, which should be coming out glitter here soon. And we have some glitter, that glitter glue in it. And I'm just gonna start sort of piling that up here because I have to cover up the piece of cardboard that I put on there. I need some more glitter glue, I think. Just throwing it out there. All right. So I just want to just sort of cover that up. There we go. I don't really have a pattern or anything. I'm just piling this on top there to sort of hide that piece of cardboard that I've put on there to close in that skull. It's not quite warm enough yet. All right, so let's give that a second to heat up a little bit more. And in the meantime, I'm going to add a little more glitter on here. Because I want this heavily glittered on that one side. Maybe this is gonna look like brains coming out of him. It might. That's okay. I would be okay with that. Just really going for that gold on that. Let's put a little more of the glitter glue. Sort of gonna start coming down his face with it. So it's something sort of oozing out of him that's gold. No rhyme or reason to it, really. Because he's going to be kind of goofy looking, I'm guessing. Spooky, goofy, whatever. All right, so we're just sort of adding a little dimension to him with some of the gold glue. Do you see that? And now we've really kind of hidden his cardboard cutout on him here, which is good. Okay, now I also have the glitter glue, and so I'm going to take the glitter glue, and do I need to cut it? Nope, I don't. So I'm going to take the glitter glue and do some more filling in. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Do you see the effect we're getting there? It almost looks like hair on him, I want to say, but you know. And now I'm gonna do some more glitter over him. Just get some more of the glitter is a little more gold, whereas the glue and stuff seems to be a little more orange. So, which is fine. It's just, it kind of looks like brains coming out of him, doesn't it? All right, so now I'm gonna let him dry for a little bit, and then we'll come back and put some of the gems on him just to finish him up. Okay, so he has definitely dried a little bit, and now I'm gonna embellish him just a little bit more with some of these. They're fashion gems, DIY fashion gems. You know, they come with glue, but they have a sticky on them, so I don't think I need to use the glue. And they come in a strip, which of course you can cut these apart. So I am going to be cutting them apart and placing them on our little scary guy here. So I'm gonna put one in each eye, maybe. It's a little hard to get in there. So we're just gonna have to, tweezers would probably be good right about now, but all right, there's one. And they come, because they come on like a string, you have to sort of cut that off on each side. It's like a glue string. I don't know if you can see it there. See that? So I'm cutting that off as I pull them off individually. So that, okay, this is gonna be hard to get in there. They're very sticky, which is good. But also, okay, upside down, of course, right? Okay, come on. Let's get in there. And some of our stuff is still wet as I'm doing this. I can feel it. All right. So that's sort of in there. Yeah. Stay. He may not stay because it's still a little wet. But, all right. So now I'm just going to place some more of these around on him. And I will come back and show you what that looks like. Okay. All right, so I just ended up putting those sort of all over him, but look at how that changes it. It just gives it some dimension and some depth. Really like him. I think he's kind of cool looking. It's gonna take a while to dry because I used that glitter glue, so I'll have to dry overnight. But remember, this is what he started out looking like. Pretty cool. I really like this one. Just total monochromatic, glitter gold, glitter, gold glitter, and these fashion gems. I did not end up using the smaller ones. I just felt like this did enough just to bring that, just that depth out in the gold. All right, so this one's all done. Gold brains, I'm gonna call him. All right, so now we're gonna do this little guy. Again, he's one of the cup skulls, which I'm going to remove that because we're not using that. And I'm going to be using some of the diamond wrap here, the diamond wrap. I'm going to be using a couple of picks of these are in the Halloween decoration, the red roses, and these are the black roses. You'll remember these had some that had eyeballs in them, so I'm just down to a few here. And the red ones had the skeletons and the like twig things that were black. So I've already pulled some stuff out of these, but of course, I'm not going to let them go to waste. And I might use our leftover studded spider, not sure. And then I'm gonna use some more of the gems that I put on one of the other skulls and more of these, which are the gems that come off in a strip with the glue in between them. The bigger ones. These are like sequin size, so I really like those. All right, so and I'm also gonna use a glue stick, that's a glitter glue stick, from the Dollar Tree, of course, because that's where I get everything. So let me put that in the glue stick first to get that warming up. It's gonna have some gold left over. Oh yeah, had some gold left over in it, but that's okay. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is wrap some of the diamond wrap around the portion where the drink screwed onto it. So I'm gonna cut that and then glue that on. And I will glue that on the back side. So I'm just gonna put a dab of glue here. Oh, see, it's still gold. That's okay. The silver hasn't come out yet. And I'm just gonna put that on and then wrap this around and put another dab of glue. It's probably still gonna be gold, people. Yep, still gold. And but that doesn't matter. It's at the back, so nobody's really gonna look. And besides that, the flowers, I believe, will cover it up. What I'm trying to do here, really what my goal is to make this like a vase, like a skull vase. So it's a little taller. The ribbon's a little taller than the thing is. I could just sort of push that down in there, but I don't. Okay, again, my phone rang, but I couldn't turn it off. I was waiting for a call. All right, so I don't think I need to trim this down because I'm gonna make this a vase. So now what I'm gonna do is take some of these, the sparkly things that I have here and put them on the face of this little guy. I really kind of like these diamonds across the teeth like that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take some of these and randomly put them all over this skull. All right, so I really like how this looks. You'll notice I took the bigger sequin things and put those in the eyes, and they fit in there like perfectly. Apparently I like to add eyes to the skulls. And then just did just a little bit of bling on him. And now I'm gonna take the flowers that I have here and I'm gonna arrange them in the top, just like you would a regular flower arrangement. So I took the red and all I did was bend the stem over. And the reason is because when it went in, they sort of stand up a little bit better, and it gives them sort of a little, what's the word I want? A little pressure inside the head also, all right? And I'm gonna add in the black ones, and we'll see how that all comes out. I might try the same thing, just bending over. I always push the leaves up to the flowers. Oh, that one came off. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. So there's not as many. I'm gonna have to cut these apart because otherwise it won't go in between the red roses. So I'm gonna do the cut and bend and get these separate. Okay, so I've got the flowers in there and I think it looks so cool. It just looks like this really cool skeleton vase. But I do want to use this studded spider. And so I pulled it off of this headband. Well, they were up on here initially. And I pulled off one of the pieces of that headband. Now I'm actually going to glue the spider back on it. You know, sometimes this is how it goes. And then I'm going to put it into my floral arrangement. Okay, we're all done. I think this is so cool. Look at that. And then just the floral arrangement on top. I'll display these later so you guys can see them better. But so easy. That was so easy. I didn't have to do any cutting of the plastic or anything. I did not glue my flowers in. I just sort of bunched them in there and it looks so cool. And this, remember, this started out as this. All right. Loving it. Next. All right, so for the last one, we've got one more little drink guy. Of course, I'm gonna remove this because that's not gonna be there. And for this, I'm gonna be using the purple roses with eyeballs. And do you not love these? Yeah, really flashy. And a pillow. So I love these. These are like stress relievers. But look at that beautiful purple. And then it goes to the teal and then to the purple. So I'm going to be cutting this up and doing a little thing on this guy with that. So I think first and foremost, I am going to take my pillow apart and just get down to the material. So all I'm going to do is actually cut into it and pull it apart. Just so I can show you. Once I got into it, I can literally just rip it apart and separate that sparkly stuff from the rest of the pillow. All right, so I removed that from the pillow, and what I basically have is a square piece of the sequins. Now I'm gonna take the the skeleton here, and I'm gonna glue it down across the front, and then I'm gonna sort of fold it and taper it in along the back and come over here and bunch it up, okay? So I'm gonna start with glue right here on the front of the skull. Doesn't matter what color this glue is because we're not gonna see it. And what I did was I started with a corner there so that I can get the right fold that I want as I go around to the back, all right? I got a little glue on there, that's okay, we'll get that off. Now on this side, I'm gonna fold it down. So I'm just sort of making like a crease in it and folding it down. And I'm gonna tack that in right there. We should come up with purple glitter glue here soon, I hope. Okay. Oh well. And then I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do another fold and tuck, okay? So I'm just gonna fold it right about there and tuck it. Fold and tuck. Hold that there for a second. And now I think I can pretty much go around the back of the head and just glue that straight down. So now I'm just gonna come around here and glue that down. Now what I have is on the side here, I have a whole bunch that I am going to sort of twist it and bunch it. So if I glue it here, then when I bunch, I'll only get outside, which is what I'm after. So these two corners, because now I'm here, I'm gonna run some glue down here. It is purple glue now. Just to get them to come together so that when I gather it, I don't have a bunch of the black backing showing. Okay, so can you see sort of our effect here? It's almost like a head wrap out of this really cool stuff. I just love this stuff. And look at that, we can make it purple, we can make it teal. It's just really cool. And so now I have, again, those skull, I just dropped a bunch of them. The skull rings. So they work perfect for me to gather this with right here. And so I'm just gonna glue one of those on, and I should have a good gather. If not, I'll put some more glue down. I don't want to get too much on me. Oh no, he's upside down. Okay, you ever do that? Like, I don't need the skull upside down. Not that anybody would probably even notice, but. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold that in place there for a little bit. And as you can see, what we've done is I'm gonna have to glue this down here though. All right, so that's fine. Throw some glue in there. I do have the purple glue coming out now, so at least it'll match, and just push that down. All right, see? Here's the thing, we don't even notice that he's got the whole thing on top of her head. Is it a her? Is it a guy or is it? Well, I'm gonna put the eyelashes on, so I'm gonna guess this is a girl, right? All right, so just try and get that to stay a little bit. And I might have to gather this a little bit back here as well with some glue. So we'll do that. Just to tuck it in. Ow, got some glue on me. And on my sequins. And on everything. All right, so I think that looks really cute. Yeah? All right, now I'm going to take the ever popular purple eyelashes and add them to this little girl here. And I think maybe before I do that though, I should put the eyeballs in. And maybe I don't want the eyeballs. I think the eyeballs make her look too masculine. So instead, I think I'll just go with the eyelashes. So these have like a sticky on them, which is fabulous because I don't have to try and run a bead of glue there. Now, this is going to be a little tricky. So I'm just going to go basically right on the outline of the socket with these eyelashes. Let's see how that, hey, not bad. Kind of liking this. Has to go on the top a little bit so that it grabs onto something. Can't really go inside of it with it. Oh no, I lost the curl. Okay. I think we have to go in there a little bit more, really on the top, following the curve of the eye. And there, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's good. We got a little eyelash going on. It's so funky looking, but I like it. Okay, now I'm gonna get the other one on. I might need to bring this down just a little bit more of a curve. So you might want to play with these a little bit to get them where you want them. They're not going on an eyelash, right? So that means that they don't have the sticky really on the part where you might need it. I might put a little dab of glue in here. Just a little run of glue. Just to get it to stay where I want it. Oh dear, now I'm gonna mess them up. Okay, I think I got them on there. Just gotta pull that extra little glue out. This is a little difficult, but all right. Now I'm gonna put the other one on. Maybe I'll just start with a little pad of glue. Might be easier. Just a tiny little bit right there, just to get it started. I think that should work. You ever try and put those magnetic eyelashes on? That's what I feel like this is like. It's like, never works like it's supposed to work. Oh well, that's okay. I'm gonna put another little dab of glue over here. Listen, I do this so you can do it right when you do it. Okay. We're getting there. I got one up and one down. Oh dear. All right. Well, did not want to go in there. Let's try this again. The trick is you got to get the sticky part of the eyelash down there, but then get it to be where you want it to be. Actually, that's not bad. Yeah? Can we see her eyelashes there? Maybe they're from a better angle. So it looks pretty good. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to put the eyeballs in her. I don't think I like that. What do we think? So if you wanted to, you could put eyeballs in. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave her with no eyeballs in there. What I might do is maybe put a little bit of a silver eyeball in there. And I might do that. All right, let's see. I think I'll do that. Okay, so I ended up putting the sequins in the eyes. And also I ran a bead of the sparkly glue underneath the eyelashes just to steady them a little bit. So I really want to use these purple roses, but they're a little too big. So what I'm going to do is cut them apart. So I go in, I'm just going to snip the stem off of it and pull these apart maybe. Maybe I have to go this way to do it. Yeah, I have to go, there we go. Pull that off, and then these should come off, just like that. And all I'm gonna do is take my glue gun and just sort of layer them so that I can put them together and make them a little bit smaller. I glue in the glue gun for this to work, don't I? So I just want to put a little bit of glue in there. Just not too much. Take the next layer, lay them opposing. Push that down. Then put another little dab of glue in there. This glue gun is not working so hot today, but I don't need very much, so it's fine. And then again, put your petals opposing to the way the one before was going. And one last little dab. Little dab will do ya. All right, here we go. Now I am going to squash it all up like that. Yeah? There we go. I love how that looks. And so I'm gonna take it and put it on the side, I think, over here. So to do that, I really need this to twist up quite a bit. So I am just basically twisting, twisting, twisting. I'm gonna add some glue in there. Oh, this glue gun is so giving me problems today. So I'm gonna add some glue in there, just around it like that. Blow on it just a little bit because I can get it a little bit cool. And I'm just gonna go into the side over here and sort of press it all down. And hopefully it's gonna look exactly how I'm imagining it will look. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, it's gonna work fine. Didn't quite get as tight as I want, but that's okay. I actually kind of really like it. And then when I display this, see, I will actually take these other roses and put them at the base of this skull when I display it. Okay, so this whole thing started because I saw the purple eyelashes and I had to buy those and use them on a skull. And then I saw the really cool pillow, which I think this is just really cool because the effect that that gives. And that's how this all started. I actually think it looks like a little girl pirate almost. Anyway, that's it. That's the last skull. So now I'm going to do some displays and show you how you can take these really cool skulls that we made and display them. Okay, guys, I know that was a super, super long video. Here's those skulls during the day. Just thought I'd show them to y'all put together there with some sunshine on them so you get some better eyes on the details. I had such a good time doing this. I know it was a long video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. I hope I've inspired you creatively. And leave comments. Tell me which one was your favorite. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all of this. Come back and see me again at Bella's Bargains really soon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.